Imagine discovering a secret missile factory right in the heart of one of the Middle East's most stable countries. That's exactly what happened in Jordan, where authorities just uncovered a sophisticated weapons manufacturing network that nearly changed the entire region's security landscape.
You know what's fascinating about this case? The sheer scale of the operation. We're talking about a 4 year surveillance operation that led to the arrest of 16 individuals.
And here's what makes this truly remarkable. These weren't just amateur operations. They had advanced digital lathes and were producing missiles with a 5-kilometer range, which is quite sophisticated for a non-state group.
That specific range is really interesting. It suggests these weapons were designed exclusively for domestic targets within Jordan. What does that tell us about their intentions?
Well, it points directly to their goal of targeting Jordanian sovereign facilities. And get this, they constructed reinforced concrete warehouses across Amman and Zarqa, with one facility even containing completely hidden rooms. The level of sophistication is unprecedented.
Hmm. And the international connections make this even more concerning. Could you elaborate on the foreign training aspect?
That's actually one of the most alarming parts. Key members received specialized training in Lebanon, specifically from groups affiliated with Hezbollah and the Muslim Brotherhood. Plus, there's strong evidence of substantial Iranian financial backing.
And this all came to light during such a critical time, right after the outbreak of the Gaza war in October 2023. The timing seems significant.
Exactly right. And it's worth noting that the US has over 3,500 troops stationed in Jordan. They viewed this plot as a direct threat to their regional interests, which explains why we saw such a rapid international response.
You know what I find particularly fascinating? The historical context of this situation, especially regarding Jordan's relationship with the Muslim Brotherhood.
Oh, that's a crucial point. Would you believe that the Brotherhood was once so closely aligned with the monarchy that they actually helped King Hussein prevent a coup attempt in 1957? The transformation in that relationship has been absolutely dramatic.
So, what changed? How did we get from there to here?
Well, the shift began gradually in the late 1980s, particularly after Jordan's 1994 peace treaty with Israel. But what we're seeing now represents a complete departure from the Brotherhood's traditionally peaceful approach in Jordan.
The technological aspect of this case is particularly striking. The fact that non state actors can now manufacture sophisticated weapons using commercially available technology.
That's really the game changer here. We're entering an era where the traditional state monopoly on military force is being challenged, and it's driving unprecedented security cooperation between Jordan and its neighbors.
The success of Jordan's intelligence services in this operation is remarkable. 4 years of patient surveillance and international coordination.
And let's talk about what this means for Jordan's political landscape. The country's largest organized opposition force might find itself completely sidelined, which could create a significant political vacuum.
That raises an important question. How do you maintain a balance between security needs and political freedoms in such a volatile environment?
You know, that's really the central challenge facing not just Jordan, but the entire region. We're seeing similar tensions play out across multiple countries. This struggle to maintain security while preserving space for peaceful political activity.
The technological sophistication of these groups seems to be increasing at an alarming rate. What does that mean for the future of regional security?
Well, it's creating what security experts call a democratization of military technology. Think about it. These groups manage to set up sophisticated manufacturing operations using commercially available equipment. That's a fundamental shift in the security landscape.
And it's not just about the hardware, is it? The knowledge transfer and training networks seem incredibly sophisticated.
Exactly right. We're looking at a complex web of international connections. The training in Lebanon, the financial networks, the technical expertise. It all points to a level of organization that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago.
The social media aspect of this is fascinating too. How these groups organize and communicate digitally while maintaining operational security.
That's a crucial point. These groups are using encrypted communications, social media for recruitment, and digital platforms for training. It's a perfect storm of accessible technology, international networks, and political instability.
So, what's the solution? How do governments stay ahead of these evolving threats?
Well, it requires a multifaceted approach. First, there's the technical aspect, investing in advanced surveillance and counter-terrorism capabilities. but equally important is addressing the root causes that make people susceptible to extremist ideologies.
The international cooperation aspect seems crucial here. No single country can handle these threats alone.
That's absolutely right. We're seeing unprecedented levels of intelligence sharing and security cooperation. The success of this operation in Jordan was largely due to coordinated efforts with regional and international partners.
Looking ahead, what should we be watching for in terms of similar threats?
Well, I think we need to pay attention to three key areas. First, the continued evolution of DIY weapons technology. Second, the increasingly sophisticated international networks that support these operations. And third, the potential for these capabilities to spread to other non-state actors.
The implications for regional stability are quite serious when you think about it.
Indeed they are. And here's what makes this case so significant. It's not just about Jordan anymore. It's a preview of the security challenges that all countries might face in the coming years. The tools of violence are becoming more accessible, and the networks that support them more sophisticated.
So what you're saying is that this could be just the beginning of a new type of security threat.
Exactly. And it's going to require a complete rethinking of how we approach national security. The old models of state-centered security might not be sufficient in a world where non-state actors can access increasingly sophisticated military capabilities.
That's quite a sobering thought to end on.
Well, let's end with this perspective. While these challenges are serious, the success of this operation shows that with proper vigilance, international cooperation, and sophisticated intelligence capabilities, these threats can be contained. The key is staying ahead of the curve and maintaining that delicate balance between security and civil liberties.
And perhaps that's the most important lesson from all of this. Security in the modern world requires both technological sophistication and careful attention to fundamental democratic values.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And on that note, we'll leave our listeners to ponder these important questions about the future of security in an increasingly complex world.